Steve, I don't know what's happening right now. Some type of technical difficulties, but I cannot hear you. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Let's do a double. Just trying to run a business here. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I'm on. I'm on. I cannot hear you though. Nope. I did a test though. I did a audio check on my end.
How about now?
Yeah, there we go. Just trying to run a business, Steve. What are we doing here? Like just
First
amateur
time.
hour at Detroit then 313 guys. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if Steve was going to do sign language for the show or what's happening.
Let me see if I
What
could
we
just
got though? What's going on?
here. I'm just gonna play the intro and then we'll roll
All
out,
right.
edit it from there.
All right.
I might have to let it drop. Let it drop.
William, I have some serious beef with you. Serious beef. You probably don't even know what's going on, but I had several people today text me and ask me why I was in the hospital. Several people. I'm not talking like one or two. I'm talking a good majority of the people we work with were asking this morning why
Yes.
I was in the
Yes.
hospital.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
um, I don't know. Rough number 6 or 7. No joke on the 6, 7 reference, but roughly around there. Asking Steve, "Well, you're okay? I saw you were in the hospital over the weekend." I was like, "No, not at all. Wasn't in the hospital. Not even. Yeah, not even a little bit. Yes, people. I'm gonna. If you think that one that looks nothing like me, I'm much more
That
handsome,
looks
handsome and
a
chiseled.
lot like you.
Two, I don't think they're going to admit me into the hospital with a golf polo and a Detroit Tigers hat. So we'll just throw that out there as well. But I don't know. I think personally that your Photoshop skills need a little work, but it's good enough to dupe some of the people we work with. But that ain't saying too much. But Will, Detroit Lions today, a little interesting news. How you feeling about the signing of Damonte Kazy?
I'm pretty excited about it. Before we just skip over though your little bout of Ebola, I have
Spanish
jinxed
flu.
myself. I've jinxed myself because literally my whole house is sick right now. So I'm dodging these guys like the plague. I'm happy to be down here in the basement talking Detroit Lions football. Let's stay on here as long as we need to because I don't want to go upstairs. It's very bad up there right now. But Damonte Kazy, Steve, uh, I like him. I like him a lot. Obviously, I don't like him more than Brian Branch or Kirby Joseph. But if we're talking about him or some of those other guys, I'm very interested. I don't know how much juice he has left in the tank, but this is a guy who at one point was leading the league in interceptions. So I don't know, Steve. I'm very interested to see what he has left in the tank because I'm hearing rumors, Steve, throughout Twitter that the he's on the practice squad right now, but the plan is to get him to the active roster before kickoff. So, for those reasons, I think that this was an aggressive move, as aggressive as you can get right now at this point at the NFL process, man. So, I'm excited. Steve, how about you?
Let me start with I didn't get a chance to give my two thoughts on a swing and a miss from Brad Holmes that you put out solo while I was apparently in the hospital. Um, Not going after Darius Slay or Lakin Tomlinson.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both agree that Brad Holmes was very conservative at the trade deadline, not wanting to give up anything for absolutely anyone. Could have got a Jalen Phillips, didn't have a third round pick. I know that it's hard to get offensive linemen from teams because they don't want to mess up their offensive line in the middle of the season. So I understand it's hard. But I felt like Lakin Tomlinson and Darius Slay, two guys you could have got without giving up anything, was like, hey, Brad, here's a redemption for really screwing the pooch on training on draft day, not draft day, trade deadline day. Just screwed the pooch. He didn't do anything. I really thought like one of those two guys would be a Detroit Lion. And then when the news came out that the Bills claimed him and the Lions were ahead of them in waiver order, so they didn't even put in an offer for either player, rubbed me the wrong way. Rubbed me the wrong way. Wasn't happy, thrilled with that. But William, when I heard the name Damonte Kazy today, I was like, okay, like oh yay, big deal. Like who's excited about this? Absolutely nobody. But then I had a little downtime while I was recovering from my hospital visit. Um, Started looking at some of his stuff, Will, and I went from maybe my excitement level being about a 1 to solid 6. Solid 6.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to
I like
replace
that.
Brian Branch. Never going to replace him. So this is a drop off in talent, but when I'm thinking of what this defensive back's going to look like, I imagine DJ Reed on one side, Meek Robertson, and then I'm thinking Avonte Maddox played well enough to start this week, and then if we're activating Kazee for Sunday, could he be our other starting safety? Would that be what our defensive backfield's looking like for Sunday versus the Rams?
I have a strong suspicion. That's what we'll see. I don't see. The only other thing that I could see is maybe Hallett being in the mix of it because he knows the scheme, you know. But I really expect for it to be KZ. I think that this is a perfect situation for him being a veteran guy. He can get an opportunity to get on with the team and maybe not have as much wear and tear on his body. When I'm looking through to see what he's done so far this season, he's got 4 games under his belt in 2025, and not a whole lot of snaps, so there's not a lot of wear and tear there. I'm excited. Sometimes these veterans, Steve, they got something to prove. You know what I mean? They got something to prove. They want to prove that they got a little bit more juice left in the tank, and what easier way to do it at the end of a regular season rolling into a playoff run. So I'm excited for it, Steve. I think that he's better than our other options as far as it stands with some of our reserve guys. I absolutely love Avonte Maddox and what he did. I said that on the post game episode, but yeah, I feel like he was an absolute upgrade from Harper. No disrespect to him, and the two of those guys out there, I think, could be a serviceable band aid on losing the top two safeties in the league.
We don't get on and talk news every day. We don't talk about every addition the Lions make. I don't even think we did a show on Jake Moody when we signed him, or not Jake Moody, Jake Bates. Um, we don't hop on and do shows on just random people and try to put a lot of pep into it and make it sound like we signed the next All Pro or a future Hall of Famer. Casey's literally going to be a guy that's going to come in and hopefully play 8 games, 8 games through a playoff run. I think he's the best player that was probably available to us. If I sat down and probably looked at all the depth charts of all the other teams and who had guys on practice squads, and if I had the time to look through all the safeties, I have a feeling he probably would have been in my top 3. I don't even know who the other 2 would have been, but this is a great signing. Now, is he going to be available for Sunday? I don't know. I don't know. We're kind of back up against the clock here. You can't just throw a guy in there, expect him to know all of our schemes and looks and formations and all that fancy stuff. But William, we're kind of in a playoff atmosphere for the rest of the season where we really just can't afford to lose. So if he's not available for Sunday, do you think we still have enough in the defensive backfield to beat Matthew Stafford, who's playing like an MVP right now?
Respect to Matthew Stafford and what's going on with the Rams right now. Be honest, if we had Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph, I think we would have our hands full. So what I'm gonna say, I don't mean in a disrespectful way. I tip my hat to those guys. That receiving core, Puka Nacua is
Nasty.
just doing some. Yeah, he's just doing. And Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams. So running game's going pretty doggone good. They got our Go Blue guy out there in Blake Corum. That I hate to root against him, but he will be an arch enemy come kickoff time. And then obviously Kyron Williams. Steve, I'm excited. I think we match up well with those guys though because 13 personnel, Steve. They like that 13 personnel. They like to come out there with 3 tight ends. Detroit Lions aren't a front that you move around. Can you run some zone stuff and get us going? Then cut back on us and find some cutback lanes? Yeah, you can do that a little bit. But I don't know that bringing out 3 tight ends against the Detroit Lions and those big boys is going to be the right moves. I think styles can make fights. I've said that in a previous podcast, and I think it fits here. Respect those guys, but I think we do have enough because of the way the Rams play. Now, are they capable of playing other ways? They are. I'm interested to see what this game plan is, but it's always been next man up for Detroit. I think Rock Yassin is somebody that I really trust. Obviously, DJ Reed, trust him, and Amik, trust him. It'll be about those other guys, man. What is Avonte Maddox going to be able to do? If it's Hallett, what is he going to be able to do? Those are guys who have shown already by playing time that they can come in and be serviceable players. Nick Whiteside is somebody that I'm interested to see if he gets any reps. I haven't heard it. That's just something that I'm hoping to see. But if he can get any reps at the safety position, because I think that he can offer a skill set that could be beneficial and it could be a good opportunity for him. But yeah, Steve, I think that in a roundabout way of answering your question, we do have enough there to compete. Now, am I going to tell you we're going to go out here and shut people down? No, that group isn't going to shut Matt Stafford down. But they're going to get out there and compete, Steve. You think we got a fighting chance?
Where I think we have a chance is if we can pass rush. I don't think we've seen a true pocket passing quarterback go against us this whole season off the top of my head. So Stafford, not as mobile as some of the other quarterbacks we face, but if he's got a clean pocket, he's just one of the best, if not the best right now. True pocket passers, like 30, 37, 38 years old, same age as me almost, like playing MVP caliber football in year, what are we at, like 16 or something for him? Like, it's insane what he's doing. Love him, but I'm going to hate him this Sunday. He's my sworn enemy. You said it. Two stud running backs, two stud receivers, solid offensive line. Their defense plays lights out. They're a top 10 defense. They got a lot of guys we were interested in the draft. Somehow the Rams swiped 3 out of the last like 4 guys that we truly loved and ended up with them. So I don't love that, but it's going to be a good game any given Sunday. If you asked me who wins this game 2 weeks ago, I'd say I think the Lions go to LA and they come back with an L. But now I'm kind of thinking, I'm really hoping that Cowboys game wasn't a fluke offensively and defensively. And people, well, I wasn't even planning on this tonight, but just as I'm talking, I'm thinking about it. Like, people were hammering me for what I said about the Cowboys game and how the Lions defense played good. One guy said, well, we gave up 400 yards passing or 400 total yards. Who cares? They get in the end zone? No, they kicked 6 field goals with the best kicker in football who has a nuclear cannon on his leg. That was my point, is we only gave up as a defense 2 total touchdowns. You go in there, and anytime the Cowboys get north of the 50, like I said, points on the board because they got a damn good kicker. Like, that's unheard of. So I'm thinking if this Lions defense plays close to what they did against the Cowboys, against the Rams, and they got some tough matchups for us with those receivers. Davante Adams leading the league in touchdowns. Stafford's got 1,000 touchdowns this year. It's going to be tough, but I think we can go in and get the job done without getting too ahead of ourselves with our game day episode coming up. But it's going to be a good game. It's a must-win, in my opinion. Damontae Kazee got some huge shoes to fill if he even gets on the field. So, real quick, what's your 1 to 10? How excited are you about this signing?
I think 6 was a good solid number, Steve. Like, I don't know how much he has left. We saved those 8s and 9s for big time news. So yeah, I think a six is pretty solid. But I love his game. I think it fits the Detroit Lions from what I've seen and watching film of him. It's a dude that'll come up and hit. He's a ball hawk, interceptions and punching at the football. I think him, Jack Campbell, and Meek, they're all going to really enjoy being out there. Which Thor too as well. Alex Anzalone, he's punching at the football all the time. I love the way that group plays, and I think he'll be an excellent addition. For a Band-Aid. He's probably not a guy that we're going to see next season, but get us through to the Super Bowl. I think it'll be good, Steve. But, Steve, you know what good journalists do?
Ask tough questions.
Yeah, and I'm about to ask you a tough one. Are you ready?
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Facts. I like that. So, Jared Goff, Matt Stafford, 40-yard dash. Who's winning?
Ooh. Man, the lucky thing is you could have asked this question, hit the stopwatch, and we could still be debating it by the time the 40-yard dash is over.
Yeah, absolutely. They're still running right now.
Man, just because he's younger, I'll go with Goff, but it's probably by a nose hair. It can't be a blowout. There's no way. Who would you go with?
I got to go with Jared Goff.
Yeah, it's not just because it's our guy. I'm just going purely off birth certificate, date of birth. Like, that's all I'm going off of.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jared spun out, man, on James Houston on that sack, and he just didn't move after he spun out. Like, I thought he was going to get away. He spun out, and I was like, yeah. 2 statues. I'm interested to see how this goes. But I do think Stafford's a little bit underrated with his creativity is what I'll call it, because I don't want to say elusiveness. I don't want to go too far with it, but he gets creative back there, moving around a little bit, and then all those different arm angles to get the football out. Jared, you got to put some of those in your bag, man. But as long as he does enough to win, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I think I feel much better now looking at the stats. Matthew Stafford, negative 10 yards rushing on the season. I don't know what Goff's are. I don't know. Let me look real quick. I just gotta know if we made a good deal here or not, because this is a great question and I have no idea. Do you think Goff has positive rushing yards?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he rushed for 17 one game, I believe. Does he have a 26 or something crazy? Like,
he's got a 24. So yeah, just that run alone, he's outrushed Stafford. But with the sacks, yeah, Goff's dominating the rushing yards. He's got him beat by 54. He's got 44 total rushing yards on the season. No TDs though. No TDs.
Jared Goff, Wildcat? Like, what are we?
Well, he'll be in the Wildcat, but he'll probably be like the receiver. But, I mean, we've seen that
Yeah,
before. I don't think
yeah,
he's taking the
we see
snap and
that.
just
Yeah,
QB diving like Tebow in 2008.
Jared, can we line up right, run the play correctly? Like I'm just teasing. But, no,
Could have had a
I'm
receiving
excited.
touchdown.
I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what this how this game unfolds. Whenever we match up against Matthew Stafford, man, I just feel like it's just a little bit, it's a little bit extra going on. Even though everybody says all of the right things, hey, it's just another football game. Is
Hmm.
it? Is it just
Especially
another
that
football
playoff
game?
game. Yeah, just another playoff game.
Do you think that Kelly Stafford is saving Holly Campbell a seat and making sure that she's comfortable and everything's all squared away for her? And
Do you mean Holly Campbell or Jared Goff's wife? I can't. Kristen, I think her
no,
name is.
I mean Holly Campbell because she's been pretty vocal with some things throughout the season. I enjoy her. I don't know if you see
Really?
any of her social media posts. There's just little pokes, just little pokes. Here's one that we got loaded in here. Just after we beat the Cowboys, Holly Campbell just like she just drops little sprinkles of fire here and there, man. Not too much, but just enough to let people know that she's rocking with her man, the Detroit Lions. You know.
Passive aggressive trash talk. I like it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I don't think Lions fans are welcome. But the good thing is, I always see SoFi Stadium and the Rams being the home team and having to work on a silent count. So I'm wondering, is that going to be the situation? Detroit Lions fans haven't always traveled like they have in recent years. Like I'm curious to see. It's going to be hard to tell with all the blue and blue for both teams. But if we hear those golf chants on TV, we'll kind of know we took over another stadium out west. But last question. Well, I think this is the fourth meeting between these two teams since the trade. The Lions are currently 2-1. Do you think we get to 3-1? Goff, they only lost the first game the season. The Rams won the Super Bowl when we went out there, and we had that Penny Sewell, Aaron Donald little scuffle that I love to see. But that's the only time they've beaten us. Then we wiped them in the playoffs, and then the home opener last year. So I believe it's 2-1. I need to make that 3-1 after this weekend. Game of the week, Fox, I believe. Man, I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that I feel like we go out of there without a victory, man. We just gotta slow Stafford and that offense down. But I think they're similar to us, and they need to be able to run the football for that passing game to truly get going. If we stop that run, I don't think that Stafford's just gonna drop back 40 times and just throw it, pin his ears back. So with us pinning our ears back. So for those reasons, I think we sneak out of there. But again, it's no disrespect to Matthew Stafford and the boys. But I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up one thing from Coach Campbell talking at that podium today. I think that is huge news. Christian Mahogany potentially getting to practice this week. Steve, for some reason, I had it in my mind that he was going to be gone until maybe the last week of the season or playoffs, if we get into the playoffs or when we get into the playoffs. So Christian Mahogany could be back a little sooner than I even imagined. Does that make you a little bit more comfortable with this offensive line moving forward throughout the rest of the season?
I don't want to get too excited until I hear he's playing, but I think it helps the offensive line. How massive an upgrade it is because he's still going to be banged up. I don't know, but yeah, anytime you get your starting guard back, it's got to help your offense at least marginally, right? So I don't think he's the final piece to the puzzle or he solves all of our problems on the offensive line, but I think he definitely is going to help in some capacity.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like I said, Damontae Kazee was a six man. Christian Mahogany potentially coming back this early, if it's next week and he practices this week. To me, Steve, that's a nine. That's a nine in excitement, and the reason why for me is I really liked what I saw out of Miles Frazier. I also liked what I saw out of Tristan Colon. Tate Ratledge has been playing some doggone good football. Graham Glasgow is a savvy veteran who's going to do what he needs to do to get it done week in and week out. That group, Steve, really could be something special. And I think if you get Christian Mahogany back, Tate's playing at a high level. You got Tristan Colon playing some doggone good football. Um, that might give an opportunity for Miles Frazier to dip and dabble at that tackle position, Steve, because he's been getting reps. And to me, that's a Miles Frazier could be a difference maker for this offensive line for a long, long time. His versatility. He's got to land somewhere. I don't know exactly where he's going to land, if it's going to be in the interior or if it'll be at tackle. But if he can play tackle at a high level, Steve, I think that this could do something very, very special for the Detroit Lions. And it could be a sneaky way for us to take our offensive line play to the next level come the playoffs. So maybe I don't think that he overtakes Taylor Decker by any means. But if that's a guy who could come in and give Taylor a little bit of a break here and there, wow, Steve. That could be special because I liked what they were doing last game. Hey, Miles Frazier in for a drive. Hey, Tristan Colon in for a drive. Like these guys coming in fresh, running 100 miles an hour. No disrespect to Coyote Awasika, but it was a massive upgrade having Miles Frazier and Cologne out there last week. I think that Coyote Awasika is going to be a guy. He's either going to be starting to get the game played of practice squad to active roster, or he's going to be the end of the bench because I don't see him overtaking any of those guys that I just named.
Well, I don't want to get too much into it because I kind of had an episode lined up, but I don't know how much ball Taylor Decker has left in him because I read an article by Dave Burkett today kind of talking about Taylor and what he's going to evaluate this offseason. So
Yeah.
We'll talk about that probably at another time because I don't want to spoil an episode. I actually was planning on that tonight. I thought you were still out of town, so I was rolling a solo. And then the Kazee story kind of came out, and I dove into that. And I was like, I think that's more pertinent. But I do want to have a conversation about Taylor Decker very, very soon because that was on my radar for tonight. So I don't want to spoil a whole episode, but potentially, William, potentially. So we'll have to wait and see. Anything else for tonight?
Nope, man. That's it, man. Damontae Kazee, man. Listen, get into that defensive playbook, learn it because we need you. We need you knocking people's blocks off. Similar, not the same, because nobody's gonna do it like BB was doing it. But I need something similar.
Just looks nothing like me, William. Just nothing like me. Did me no justice. I don't know. Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back later with another show.
Peace.